Hey guys, welcome back to DC-MarvelGirl 1997. Just recently I saw the New Mutants movie, albeit not in theaters, but I watched it at my boyfriend's house from a streaming service. The movie was clearly a bootleg copy, but I didn't care because I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Now, in order to give you the full breakdown, here's my review. Now, I know New Mutants is described as a horror movie, but from my observation is that it feels nothing like the horror movies that you see right now. Horror movies and horror television shows right now have an overdone emphasis on gore, violence, sex, and slasher material, turning it into a nightmare-inducing swamp that leaves you terrified and miserable all at once. Just watch any episode of American Horror Story where every waking moment they're bludgeoning you over the head with those aspects of terror and horror, barely giving you a moment to breathe and process what you're seeing, and overall showing sex in the most unnatural way possible. New Mutants is a different kind of horror movie in that it balances those frightening aspects with true character growth, romance, and teenagers with superpowers. After all, this is a movie about kids, and it feels like a movie made for kids, and that's not a bad thing. That's okay. This is a movie with a tone that feels like an episode of Supernatural or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Plus, it does help that the kids watch episodes of Buffy when they aren't in their treatments. Now, I'll admit that there were moments that made my skin jump here and there and left me in suspense, but that could not have been achieved without the character of Danielle Moonstar, who can telepathically take people's fears and make them tangible and real for one to face. She's the catalyst that drives the story forward, and the movie manages to fit in a rather sweet, organic feeling romance between Danny and Rain Sinclair, given their telepathic bond that they share in the comics. It never once felt shoehorned in at the last minute. Their romance brought heart to the movie and truly felt so sweet and honest and gave this sense of innocence to the whole thing. But the final act was the coolest aspect to the movie, where the New Mutants characters fight off the character of Demon Bear, and Illyana Rasputin kicked so much ass throughout, with Lockheed the Dragon being the star of the show. But overall, it circled back to Danny's opening lines about the Native American proverb about two bears, with one representing all good things and the other representing all things bad. The overall message of this story is combating evil with kindness and compassion, and showing how you can tame your inner demons with gentleness, giving it another moment of real heart. Now, we've got to talk about the negative. My only negative is the usage of Dr. Cecilia Reyes, who felt very inconsistent from her comic counterpart. Of course, there's a small explanation that the hospital the kids are staying in used to be the hospital that Xander Rice used to create genetic clones of mutants, namely X-23. That's in direct connection to the Logan movie, but the biggest clue is the name Essex being brought up, making it very clear that Nathaniel Essex had founded this hospital. But why Cecilia Reyes is working here and why she's caging these mutant children, that context isn't really given at all. Perhaps if Mr. Sinister did make an appearance and showed him implanting mind-controlling technology into Cecilia's mind like he did with Morph in the animated series, or even a telepath controlling Dr. Reyes' mind, then maybe Cecilia's actions would have been a lot more clear. this was the only major plot hole that I've found throughout, and to a degree, it hurts the narrative by leaving things so ambiguous. Overall, my rating for the movie is a 7.5 out of 10. It clearly needed a lot of cleaning up and a few reshoots to give more context, but overall, it's a great movie. But that's it for today. If you want to support, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, links will be down below. God bless, happy viewing, Excelsior, and have a nice day.